This is Lauren from Daisy Cottage Designs. The blanket you see on your screen is crocheted using the half double crochet V-stitch. That's the stitch that we're going to be learning today. It's a simple stitch, but as you can see, the results really are gorgeous. The full details for this blanket that you're seeing in this video are available on the Daisy Cottage Designs blog, and I'll link to it in the video description. But for this video, we're just going to make a swatch. It'll help you learn how to make the stitch so you're ready to make the full-size blanket. Grab your eye or size 9 crochet hook and some worsted weight yarn, and we'll get started. So to start, we're going to chain 12. And this will work for any even chain. So we're going to chain 12. And once you do that, we are going to get started. So now what we're going to do is we are going to single crochet in the second chain and in each chain across. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So we chained 12, but we're going to have a total of 11 single crochets. Okay, so now we're ready to get started now that we've finished our foundation row. So what we're going to do is we are going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're not going to skip any stitches. We're going to half double crochet into that very first stitch. So we've got our half double crochet made. Now we're going to skip the next stitch and work into the stitch after that. So we're going to work a half double crochet V-stitch in that third stitch. So you're going to yarn over in just a second. We're going to yarn over and insert our hook into the stitch and pull up a loop. You have 3 loops on your hook. Now you're going to pull through all 3 loops on your hook. At this point, you're going to chain 1, and then we're going to yarn over, insert our hook into the same stitch and pull up a loop, and then pull through all 3 loops on our hook. So we just completed a half double crochet V-stitch. So now we're going to skip the next stitch and work into the stitch after that. So we're going to half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet into that stitch. Then we're going to skip the next stitch and do the same thing into the stitch after that. So we made a half double crochet, a chain 1, and a half double crochet. Now we're going to skip the next stitch and do a half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet in the stitch after that. And now we're at the end of our row, so we're going to skip the next stitch and just half double crochet in the very last stitch of that row. And now that's our first row completed. So to do the next row, we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. And we're not going to skip any stitches. We're just going to half double crochet into that very first stitch. And instead of working into the stitches, we're going to be working into the chain 1 spaces that we made on the previous row. You can see it right there. So what we're going to do is we're going to yarn over and insert our hook into that chain 1 space, pull up a loop, and now pull through all 3 loops on your hook. And now you're going to chain 1 and then yarn over and insert your hook into the same stitch, pull up a loop, and pull through all 3 loops on your hook, just like that. Okay, so now we're going to find the next chain 1 space, and you're going to do the same thing into that one. So we're going to yarn over, we're going to insert our hook into the chain 1 space, pull up a loop, pull our yarn through all 3 loops on our hook, and then we're going to chain 1 and do the same thing again. So we're going to make a half double crochet right there in that same chain 1 space. And then there's the next one. You can really see this one very clearly. So you're going to insert your hook into that stitch and make a half double crochet, chain 1, and half double crochet again. And so there should be one more chain 1 space on this row. So we're going to make a half double crochet, and then we're going to chain 1, and then we're going to half double crochet into the same chain 1 space, and then we are just going to half double crochet into the last stitch of the row. There is no working into any chains in this pattern except for those chain 1 spaces. And so now we've completed 2 rows of our half double crochet V-stitch. So let's work one more row together. So we're going to chain 1 and turn our work. We're going to half double crochet into that very first stitch, and now we're going to find those chain 1 spaces, and we're going to half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet into the same stitch. So all into that chain 1 space. We're going to find the next chain 1 space and do a half double crochet V-stitch in there. So that's that half double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. And then we're going to find the next one and do the same thing until we get to the very end of the row. So you're just going to keep making half double crochet, chain one, half double crochet, which is called a V-stitch, into each chain one space all the way across. And then when we get to the very end, we're going to skip the next stitch and go into the very last stitch on the row. So no working into chains. And then we've completed row 3 of our half double crochet V-stitches. So that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me at lauren@daisycottagedesigns.net and I will do my best to help you. I hope you have a great day and happy crocheting.